Obsessed here. In this video we're going to tell you what clay is and how to use clay on your vehicle. Clays can be used in combination with the chemicals or on their own. We've got a clay from Sonus, Chemical Guys, Grill's Garage, Swiss Fax, and we also carry a few synthetic clays, Nano Skin, Chemical Guys, and Ultima. In this stage of the detailing process, use clay to shear off the remaining contaminants left on the paint surface. So we're going to use an ultrafine clay for this example. The reason we use clay is there's still going to be contaminants left on the surface even after all the chemical stages we've gone through, even after the wash. To see which areas of the vehicle have the contaminants left on it, if the surface is wet, you can glide your hand across the surface and just gently feel the imperfections, kind of like bumps. The gloves will amplify it. If you put slide a very thin plastic bag over your hand, it'll amplify and feel what areas you need to clay. So the way the clay works, the easiest way for me to describe the way clay works is shaving. So we would use a shaving cream to lubricate the skin. So when we slide the blade across the skin, we don't scratch, we don't cut. Very similar to how we clay a vehicle. We spray a lubricant on the vehicle, we flatten the clay out, and we gently glide it across where there's a barrier of lubricant between the clay, and we just glide it across, and anything that's sticking above the paint surface will be sheared off. To start the claying process, we want to use ample amount of clay lubricant. We're just going to spray that on the area we're going to work. A best practice is before you start claying, just inspect the panel. You're looking for scratches, any swirls. You just want to ensure that you're not incurring any more damage than what's already there. So we usually do an inspection. We've done that already. We've applied the lubricant on there. We're going to take the clay bar. We're going to rip off some of the clay. We don't need to use the whole bar for this. So we'll put that away in a clean spot for later. Now we just play with it a little bit. We can roll it. And we just kind of want to make it into more of a pancake, something flat so we can run it across the surface much easier and pick up as much as we can. So once again, claying, we're just going to pick up anything that's still left behind. You want to make sure that it's well lubricated so we're not doing any scratching. You don't have to apply much pressure at all. When you glide the clay across the surface, it doesn't really matter which direction you do it in, up and down, side to side. And you can generally feel, you'll be able to feel when you come across something, or if the room is quiet enough, you'll actually be able to hear a click, 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 and then you'll hear it disappear. So I'm just running the clay up and down, just until I don't feel any more contaminants on the surface. Then we're going to inspect the clay, make sure everything's okay. Just some best practices now. If we were to accidentally drop the clay, discard the clay. We don't want to risk picking up any bits of sand or any debris and carrying that across the car. Once the clay starts getting really dirty, you want to fold that over and use a clean part of the clay. There's no reason why you would need to do the whole vehicle in clay unless the whole vehicle required it. So again, you're going to inspect and test each area. Normally on a vehicle, you're going to get areas from behind the front wheels, about up to the door handles, through the back of the vehicle, and usually the entire back, the trunk, the whole bumper around the tailpipes. Some cars, depending on where they are, the roof might require it. But once again, each vehicle is going to be different, and you're going to want to do those checks beforehand. This clay picked up a fair amount of contaminants that we couldn't see on the paint surface. So periodically, through each section, check the clay, ensure that it still has a clean section. If not, fold it over, get a whole new clean section, and then continue on this process throughout the entire vehicle. Once we finish claying the vehicle and make sure the paint is perfectly smooth and free of contaminants, we can wash the vehicle, dry it, and now it's ready for our last step products such as wax, sealant, nano coating, or your paint is perfectly prepared for polishing. Claying products and other fine premium detailing products can be found online at autoobsessed.com.